Hello, we will talk about the software testing of information systems in Peruvian public organizations. To have a well-defined process for software tests on computer systems is necessary to ensure the implementation of each system requirement as tested for conformity, which implies a double effort by the staff of development and an additional cost in system maintenance. So the objective of this paper is to describe the importance of the software testing process and establish guidelines to regulate activities and tasks during the development and maintenance of IT systems. In the IT areas, but is we will confirm that the integrated software product meets the requirements defined. So in Peru is used the Peruvian technical standard and ISO equivalent to ISO 12 2017 2016 year about the software and systems engineering software life cycle processes and the NTP ISO that is a Peruvian standard 27,001. So the key in the proposed model is the definition of roles and responsibilities, the activities of each sub-process, and the use of control templates, which has allowed to reduce failures in systems already in production. So, uh, in software testing in information systems in Peruvian public organizations, have a well-defined process for software tests on computer systems. So it's necessary to ensure the implementation of each system requirements. And so for this implementation, we have to check to verify each one of the requirements needed. And in software testing, the requirements will be tested to determine its conformity. So the development team implies an additional effort, an effort on the part of the development team, and an additional cost in the maintenance of the systems. And so the objective of the paper is describe the importance of the software testing. This importance is where it established the guidelines to regulate the activities and tasks during the development and maintenance of the computer system of the IT areas. So, materials and methods. Uh, we use direct observation to identify the current process. We did interviews with software development, testing, and implementation staff to obtain detailed information on this activity. So, what are the materials that we use? What is our reference that use? One reference is the ISO organization, international standard, okay, the ISO 12207 and the ISO 15288. We have SONARPI, MITIR, OWASP, different frameworks where and standards for validate the testing of software. Uh, what about the process model? The process model has the activities of a test process that must comply with the planning and debugging. Debugging is the systematic process to find and reduce the number of errors and defects in a computer program. So we need to control. So they select the test conditions to design and execute test case and check the results, evaluate the results, and use the criteria to prepare a report on the process and applications under the test, including experiences logs. So, in testing process, uh, the project managing and the development team must prepare a set of tests that are most likely what are the software defects. So the documentation of test case must made, uh, and so these tests must carried out in the development environment. So the immediately designed and development test as well as the existing ones is required. In the execution of the design and development test, the programmer will execute the test based on the test case that were created. So in the execution of regression test, the programmer will re-execute the tests that previously produced errors or the functional tests that have undergone modifications. So the execution of the system test, the analyst or the programmer will execute the system test defined in the design and in which they are responsible for the execution. When all defects have been corrected, are in compliance, so the project manager must request the corresponding review from the quality team. Uh, what is the mobile process model? In the mobile process model, we uh, take like as a reference the cycle of the software projects. So the developers carry out the tests as an activity that seeks to guarantee that the product meets the requirements of the users. So ensuring its quality. When we refer to mobile technology tests, so the quality team must always keep in mind the mental map as we show here. So the quality team, according to the test strategy designer, can evaluate the following characteristics for an application. So the installation and uninstallation process, the error control they have, the network change, the behavior in multitasking scenarios, and the visualizations in horizontal and vertical node, tests in different types of resolution, screen size, integrated observer is presented, check if the application affects or is affected by other application, the behavior against the use of the device controls, add scenarios associated with the characteristics of the device, such as journey, shaking, performing different types of touch gestures on the screen. Testing interruption for message, calls, connections, and disconnection of cables. Well, all the situations that could be presented. Which one is the research contribution? So, with the software testing process of the information systems, it was able to reduce failures in the systems put into production It is essential in the quality of the products and service provided by the state companies that develop software. They also reduce the cost of maintenance. In carrying out this process, meetings were held with the IT department. As a result of these meetings, so the baseline in the elements generated by the process was sustained, as well as the criteria for the integrated software that demonstrates compliance with the software requirements being developed with the test results that are recorded. So uh, their contribution is in their reduce the failures, to have the more objective tests and reduce the maintenance cost. So test results that are recorded with regression strategies, and so the implementation of the model. So once the software testing process of the computer system is completed, a considerable improvement can be seen, minimizing the errors of the design components and integration, uh, obtaining a higher quality of the product of in information system. Thank you very much.